right, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of SideQuest Podcast. Listen in and level up. I have a great episode for you today, but first, as always, let's get through the show notes. If you're not following the Facebook page, head over to Facebook, type SideQuest Fitness into the search bar, and like the page. There, you're going to get updates on podcast episodes, articles when they get posted, and you're going to get a brand new taco recipe every Tuesday for taco camp. Plus lots of other shenanigans and nerd talk throughout the week, so make sure you head over to Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is SideQuestFM. If you want to see some cool videos and random stuff on Instagram as well, you can follow me on Instagram, same handle, SideQuestFM, or follow me on Snapchat, SideQuestFit. Follow me there. Send me your questions. I want to get all the questions from you, help you as much as I can on your fitness journey or your journey in life, whatever it may be. But head over to Snapchat, SideQuestFit. Follow me there. You get a little more personal, in-depth look at the shenanigans I get into throughout every day. But I do love getting questions from the community, so please send them out to me. If you have not left a review for the podcast, please head over to iTunes. If you're not listening on iTunes and you listen on SoundCloud or Stitcher, leave a review there as well. When you leave reviews, it helps me move up the charts on the iTunes store so that more people can see and hear the amazing guests that I've had on and have on each and every single week. So make sure you head over there. And don't forget, if you haven't picked up your copy of the 7 Principles of Fat Loss, head over to sidequestfitness.com/7 principles, and you can pick up your copy of the 7 Principles of Fat Loss. These are the same 7 principles I follow each and every day and teach my clients to help them shred away more body fat, unlock heroic strength, and just look better naked. So if you want to unlock strength or just look better naked in the mirror, head over again, grab those 7 principles of fat loss, and start following those today. All right, guys, welcome to the show. I have a great episode for you today. I had to dance it out with that little intro music there. Sometimes I enjoy the little loops that I find. But I have a great show for you today. I had recorded one and then I hated it. It was garbage. And I'm not bringing you garbage. I'm bringing you the best content in fitness in the world right here on the podcast every week. Listen in and level up. That's what I'm doing. So I erased it and came up with another idea. Something else I get questions about and something I want to talk about. Fat loss trip-ups. Things that trip you up in your fat loss protocol and in your goals. Let's get into the show.
Step up and you gotta get it fitness. Host Rob at the moment and the quest is you gotta check it and wreck it. You're breaking personal records and with the help of the guests you won't be guessing on the lessons. That's a +5 fierce. Got a low-key bamf right here. You wanna meet them, there's no better way to greet them than to strike a boss pose. Take a look into the mirror.
All right, guys. Fat loss trip-ups. There's a lot of them out there. There's a few that are actually really, really hard for me when I'm trying to lose fat. But they're ones that I see all the time with friends, with family, and with clients as well. It's the little things really that add up to the big things. Yes, you know you got to eat more protein. You know you have to consume less calories. You have to eat, more veggies into your diet as opposed to everything else that maybe you were doing in the past or maybe you were doing during a bulk. Bulking is fun because you're like, yeah, I can eat all this stuff. You got to scale that back when you're trying to cut. But there are still little things, all the tiny things that you don't think about that are so good in life that might actually be the things that are keeping you from being in a deficit. So let's go over those real quick. Number 1, first and foremost, when it comes to fat loss, the best thing that you can do is cut out all liquid calories. I know, soda, the energy drinks, they're tasty, they're delicious. The juices, but they're healthy for you. They're juice. There's still calories and there's no fiber in the juice. So, you lose out on all those benefits. Juices, milkshakes, soda, all of that stuff, liquid calories of any kind can really damage your fat loss goals. Now you might be saying, but Robbie, what about diet soda? What about 0-calorie things? I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I know I said I'm okay with diet drinks and you're listening and you're thinking about all the reports you've read. Yes, here's the thing. If having a diet soda is going to keep you on point with your calories and keep you from eating more or consuming more via liquid calories, I'm okay with you drinking it. Sure, there are studies out, and we don't really have a lot of conclusive evidence on artificial sweeteners and even like the things that are in the sugar alcohols that are now in like Monster Zero that you can get. We don't have a lot of data out on that stuff yet. Not a lot of conclusive evidence. There are studies that say that people who drink diet soda tend to eat more, but that tends to be a cognitive thing where you think, oh, well, I'm drinking diet soda, I'll just have a little bit more at dinner or a little bit more at lunch. So you kind of get into a weird feedback loop with that. If you are on point and you're tracking your food and you're able to keep your calories on point, I'm okay with diet soda. But cutting out liquid calories as in juices, milk, if you really need milk for your post-workout shake, go with something like almond milk, sugar-free almond milk, no sugar added. That's going to save you an extra 30 calories. Or even, look at something like Fairlife. Fairlife is great milk that has about 5 times more protein. Well, they say 2 times, depending on the type of milk you get. I like to say probably a little bit more. But a lot more protein. You're looking at 14, 15 grams of protein per serving in something like Fairlife. So you're getting more protein out of that. Yes, it is a liquid, but if you absolutely need a milk, you're going to get that extra protein from that. That is something I suggest. But even still, cut it out completely. Go straight water, straight black coffee, or some almond milk if you need it. Cashew milk is great as well, but just make sure you're getting the least amount out of that. I mentioned coffee. I just said black coffee, and your first thought is, oh, whoa, hold the phone, Robbie. Black coffee. What are you, like an 80-year-old grandfather? Yes, I'm an 80-year-old grandfather. Because you know who taught me to drink black coffee? My 80-year-old grandfather. Before he died. Well, he wasn't 80. But anyways, black coffee. I love it. It's all I drink. But you might want to add creamer. I see it all the time. You go into Starbucks, or I have friends or clients who have coffee, and I've had coffee with them, and I see them put in the creamer. And they're like having a conversation, like a 30-second conversation, pouring that creamer in. How much creamer are you putting in? How many cups of coffee are you drinking a day? So how much creamer are you actually drinking? Could you actually be ingesting a few hundred extra calories of coffee creamer that's keeping you out of your deficit? You could be. Are you measuring it? No? Are you drinking like 5-6 cups a day and putting coffee creamer in? You're probably ingesting a bit more. Cutting coffee creamer out. I know, it sucks. You probably don't want to. Or keeping your coffee down to a splash, okay? Just like a teaspoon. Going in just to color it, to get your coffee where you want it. But really making sure that you're cutting back that. Maybe a 1-second pour and not a 3-second pour. Maybe you try just black coffee. See if you can do it. See how it tastes. If you need the creamer, try and cut your coffee consumption back. That's going to help you with getting to sleep better, help your sleep regulation. Your adrenal glands are going to feel a little bit better about it. I covered that in the supplement episode that I went over before. You can find that in iTunes when you go down. But maybe you just need to cut your total coffee consumption back a little bit. And instead of just pouring it in for like a 2 or 3 second count, give yourself like a little 1/2 second or 1 second pour of the coffee creamer, or just use one small little pack of it. One area that I see a lot of people get really tripped up on, and it's common because we do enjoy them as Americans. And I know if you're listening in Europe or elsewhere, you as well have these along with your meal. Condiments. Condiments, not condoms. Bad joke. I'm not even going to try and make it. Condiments. Ketchup. Barbecue sauce. Hot sauce is not included because there's no calories in hot sauce. That's why I eat it on everything. Mayonnaise. What else sort of condiments are out there? Mustard is not really a big deal unless that's some weird flavored mustard where they like add sugar to it. But condiments like mayonnaise, ketchup, barbecue sauce, ranch, salad dressings. Salad dressings are huge here, and something that a lot of people just assume, oh, well, it's the fat-free version. Let me pour on half a bottle of ranch. Yeah, no. That even if one serving size is 20 calories and a serving size is 2 tablespoons and you're pouring on half a cup, you're still getting a decent amount of extra calories there. And if you have a couple salads a day, that's a lot more. Or a week, that's a lot more. It's something you got to watch out for. 2 things you can do to make condiments a little bit easier. When it comes to your salad, keep the condiment on the side. Ask for the dressing on the side because I have no idea how much dressing they're going to put on at the place that you go, wherever you order it. Especially if it's something like olive oil. Usually they're going to drizzle on probably 2 servings, 1.5, 2 servings. So you're looking at 180 to maybe 240 calories in just the dressing alone on that. So ask for the dressing on the side. Get a forkful of your salad, just a big chunk on your fork, and lightly dap it. Just a little dap, all right? Just a little dap into your salad dressing and then eat it. So don't drench it, but just a little dap to give it a little taste, a little flavor. Your goal, though, with that condiment on the side, your salad dressing on the side, is not to eat the entire thing. Just dapfuls on each little bit of salad that you eat. That's a great way to keep the calories down, but still have the salad dressing. There are a few options in salad dressing out there that can be low-calorie options. One that I love, I don't know if you're going to be able to find it in all grocery stores. And I hate talking about these things because not every grocery store has the items that everyone uses, which is why sometimes it's so hard to talk about salad dressings, at least in my perspective. It's called Bolthouse Greek yogurt. It's 35 calories for 2 tablespoons or 60 grams. 60 grams? Yeah, 60 grams or 2 tablespoons of salad dressing. Their blue cheese Bolthouse, fantastic. They have a ton that are really great. Fairly low fat, moderate carb, moderate protein. But you're looking like 30 to 60 calories depending on which one you get. And the honey mustard is delicious. Blue cheese is delicious. You can find Greek yogurt ones out there, but realize that many of them still have a lot of calories and they're only 2 tablespoons. So keep that measurement down. Just dap your salad into your condiment. Salad dressings are a big one. Now, barbecue sauce is one of those things that when you're cooking with it, if you're putting it in a crock pot, I don't count because you're covering the chicken in it. The chicken is going to add just a few calories to it, so negligible that it's not a big deal. Where barbecue sauce really can matter is if you order like a barbecue sandwich and you drench your barbecue in it, or you're using it to dip fries in it, much like you would ketchup. There are lower calorie versions of all of this, but again, just beware that if you're going out to eat most places, they're not going to have the low calorie version. They're going to have the big, giant, cheap version that has a lot of sugar in it. And barbecue sauce is mostly sugar anyways. But again, maybe dap your chicken in it just a little bit, just like you did your salad. Same thing for fries if you use ketchup. A couple of alternatives that you can use. Balsamic vinegar is like 10 calories, not even negligible when you're eating it on a salad, but use that on top of a salad to give a little taste. You can even use a little bit of vinegar. Malt vinegar, for those who can have malt, is actually great to put on fries. I know it's a very like mid-Atlantic sort of New England-y thing. I know some places use mayonnaise to dip fries in. Many still use ketchup or other sorts of sauce. But just realize that there are calories in those things. So just dap a fry in it just a little bit to give it a little bit of taste, or your salad as well. Just keep the salad dressing on the side. Take your fork full and just dap it so you get a little bit. Then that's also on the front of your salad, so you get that first taste first, and then you get the salad mixing in. So keep an eye on that with your condiments when you are out eating and you're having fries. Opt for things like mustard. Mustard is literally just ground up mustard seed. And if you buy it at the store, unless they add sugar with something like a honey mustard, you're not really taking in, it's like 5 calories. Like your body's going to blow that away just by chewing on the food that you're eating. So it's not I count them as 0. Same thing with hot sauce. Hot sauce, mustard, stone ground mustard, the real still a little bit of the seeds left in it. Delicious. Use that. Just keep an eye to make sure that doesn't have any sugar. Yes, I know there are sugar-free or less sugar versions of ketchup out there. Just keep an eye on those things just because the extra carbs from the sugar can sort of sneak in. Things like salsa. Salsa is the one condiment you never count with hot sauce. Never, ever count it. It's just tomatoes, onions, some cilantro, and then maybe something else that you put in there. If you do like I do for Super Bowl, which is coming up very soon, I love pineapple mango, so I do count the pineapple and mango that I throw into my salsa. My secret ingredient. Listen, you got to listen very closely on this. Secret ingredient to that is tequila. You put a little shot of tequila in there. Best salsa ever. I have that recipe on YouTube, by the way. Check that out on the YouTube channel. Salsa is great. No calories. You're looking at just tomatoes, onions, cilantro. So use that as a condiment. Put a little salsa on your burger if you got to. Put a little salsa on your fries. Put a little salsa on top of your tacos. If you're trying to keep your calories limited. So watch out for the condiments. They can really trip you up, especially considering, confession, I was one of those guys who just drowned his salad in dressing a long time ago. I'm rambling on that one. Let's get on to the next one. One of the biggest ones that trips up so many people. Peanut butter. I know. It's delicious. And if you don't like peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, whatever kind of butter that comes from a nut that you enjoy, sunflower butter, whatever. Oh, man. I'm serious. If you've never taken a food scale and you've never actually measured out 32 grams of peanut butter, I need you to do that. Like now, if you're in the kitchen, or tonight when you get home. It's depressing. Like, it's the saddest thing in the world. Like, really sad. I mean, not as sad as like a puppy with a puppy dog look, but it's still pretty sad. Because it's not a lot. And then you think about all the peanut butter sandwiches you had as a kid, and you're like, Jesus, Mom, what were you doing to me? Slathering half a container of peanut butter on a sandwich and letting you go off on your own. Yeah, peanut butter trips a lot of people up because you just take a big spoonful and you don't realize that spoonful, as big as it is, could be 2 servings. And you think, oh, it's just a spoonful. It's 2 tablespoons. No. Measure the peanut butter and see how much it weighs. Just don't eyeball the peanut butter, which so many people do. But for some people, peanut butter is one of those things that moves on to the next fat loss trip up. Peanut butter for some people, I have friends and I know people that I've had on the podcast who, if they eat peanut butter, it's done. They're going to finish the jar. It's like me with Ben & Jerry's. You don't open a pint of Ben & Jerry's and only have 1 serving. I mean, I can, but you don't. You eat the whole pint, right? Like, who opens ice cream and not eating the whole pint? Come on. It's the rules of the game. But you can't always do that when you're trying to lose fat. And peanut butter is one of those things that for so many people, they can just eat. They just eat and eat and eat and eat. And you don't really think about how much you're taking in. So for some people, they just can't have it in the house. And that's another fat loss trip up, is you keep junk food around, things that tempt you and you know you're going to fall for. And it might be hard at work because you might have a vending machine. So tip for the vending machine, if it's at work and it's got that honey bun, oh man, I love honey buns. I loved honey buns as a kid. So delicious. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's some chips, some popcorn, or a brownie. Those cosmic brownies with like those rainbow sprinkles. Those are pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Either way, there might be trip ups that you have there at work. Imagine, just to get you through at work, if that's the one thing, the vending machine that really gets you. Imagine that vending machine is the arch nemesis to your favorite superhero. And you are that superhero and you've got to conquer that nemesis. Just imagine what would Batman do to the Joker if the Joker was a vending machine? He would beat the crap out of him. That's what he would do. So imagine yourself doing that. But at home you have more control of the junk food that comes into your home. And it sounds tough. And if you have kids, I don't have children, so I don't know this. But I know it can be hard with kids around because kids enjoy all that stuff. And then they just run around like crazy while mom and dad are like, well, if I ate a whole bag of potato chips, I would gain 100 pounds. Keep the junk food out of your house. Keep the junk food away from you. Or if it's something that, and you're married to someone who really enjoys things, and maybe they're a little bit easier in moderation, but you are not, have them hide it to where only they know where it is. So you can't find it. Completely somewhere else in the house, not in the kitchen. Take your junk food, the things that you really enjoy, the things that really trip you up, don't buy them. Don't even bring them into the house, because you know if they're there. You know if they're there in the middle of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer marathon. High five if you're watching that along with me. Or whatever you're watching on Netflix, you know you're going to go up and you're going to eat it. You're going to scrounge. You're going to find that thing. Just don't buy it. Don't keep it in the house. By not buying it, you know what you're doing? Saving money. Boom! And you're also keeping yourself from going on a binge of food that can trip up your fat loss efforts. So I don't know what it is for you, what it may be, but just don't buy it. Keep it out of the house. And it sounds very easy, and sure, it might be hard because you're standing there and you're thinking while you listen to this podcast at the grocery store, I really want to buy those bagels. I love bagels. I really want them. Really, really want them. Well, if they're your trip up, don't buy them. You know, like if that's the one thing that really hurts you, isn't it, like your goal is that important? Isn't it better to skip that than to a couple months down the road be like, I haven't achieved my goal and I'm really mad at myself? So keep the junk food out of the house. The final one is one that doesn't really involve nutrition, and it's one that is very, very hard and something that I'm spending a lot of time thinking about and working on myself and with my clients online as well. Stress. Now, it's pretty I will say easier, to keep junk food out of the house. It's a little easy to be like, you know what? I'm going to only do a half-second pour of coffee creamer. I'm going to drink only water. I'm going to choose to only have balsamic vinegar on my salad dressing, or do the little dip thing that Robbie has talked about. And I'm not going to eyeball my peanut butter. I'm going to measure it out. It's very easy to do that. Stress, on the other hand, oof. Guys, I believe in being open and honest with you in anything I write and anything that I put out in the podcast. I don't deal very well with stress. Business things, life things. There's a lot of things I don't talk about that stress me out. I have gray hair. And they're popping up more and more. And that's really due to stress. At 30 years old, I should not have the stress that I feel. Yet, most of that stress is self-imposed. It's me choosing to be stressed. Do those stressors really, really matter? Are they big parts of my life? No, but I'm choosing to be stressed out by them. Now, some of them are just because I'm curious and looking into information and don't know what to think about something, so it sort of stresses me out that I can't find my thoughts. That's a little bit of creative stress that happens. Some of it is stress from being in a relationship. Compromises that have to happen. Sacrifices that have to happen. Stresses of owning a business. Stresses of work and, being the best, doing everything that I can to be the best coach and creating content. That can even be a stress. But too much stress for most people is one of the biggest things that trips you up in fat loss. Work gets stressful. If you have kids, they have to be at soccer practice. They have this activity they have to go to. You've got your food you've got to worry about. Your kid gets sick, oh my God, and it throws everything out of whack, and you decide to start this thing, and then work gets crazy, or someone gets sick in your family, or maybe someone dies, or something happens that just throws your life up into a conundrum, and you're stressed out. You're stressed out all the time. And then you're stressed because you're trying to reach your goals and you're not there, and you're feeling even worse about it than before. Exercise is a good stress. There are two types of stress: distress and eustress. And exercise is a good stress because it helps your body overcome and helps your body build and work through so much. But the bad stress, distress is the stuff that can keep your cortisol levels really super high. And when cortisol is really high, you're not able to lose fat. So stress is a trip up. I would arguably say probably worse than most of the other things I've mentioned, like condiments, liquid calories, coffee creamer, eyeballing peanut butter, keeping junk food around. So how do you decrease stress? Well, one, this is why I've gotten so into reading Stoic philosophy, thinking about, is this something I can control? Is it something that if I take direct action on, I can improve? If it is, then it's okay to stress about. If it's not, then you don't need to stress about it. I can't control what other people do. I can only control my reaction to what they do. I can only control my thoughts and what I do. I can't control the weather, so why am I bitching about it? I can't control traffic. I can only control my response to traffic and not going crazy and into a rage and getting out of the car and punching someone in the face. That's not cool. I can control the food that I put into my body. I can control whether I get to my exercise or not. I can control the excuses I create for not. I can't control a lot of the things that happen to me. I can only control what I do to the things that happen to me. Think about that with stress. How can you alleviate stress in your life? Because if you can bring stress down and bring that cortisol level down, things like meditation can help. One big thing, and one reason why I really love writing, write your thoughts down. Not just typing them into a journal online, but like actually writing them down on a piece of paper. Taking a few minutes to sit in silence and write your thoughts down. That can help you work through a lot of the things in your head and decrease stress. Things are going to happen in life, things you can't control. And remember, with fat loss and fitness, it's a long-term journey. So try to control the things that you can control. And when the stressors come, do your best to not let the things that are out of your control stress you out even more. You can't control other people. You can't control the weather. You can only do the things that you can do every single day. I'm going to, again, wrap this up, and I'll talk a lot more about stress later in the year. And if you have questions on it, please email me, sidequestfitness@gmail.com. But those are really the biggest fat loss trip ups I see that I've worked through myself and I've seen with my clients. Condiments, ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, salad dressings, liquid calories, number one, sodas, milk, juices, smoothies. Even if you go somewhere and there's like a fruit smoothie, still liquid calories. Coffee creamer, sort of a liquid calorie, but something a lot of people do ingest with their coffee. And in that, really sugar. If you put like 3 packs of sugar, you're ingesting quite a bit of extra calories too. Eyeballing peanut butter, eyeballing most things that have small serving sizes but have a lot of calories. Olive oil is the same. Keeping junk food around. If it's in your house, you're going to be more tempted to eat it. So get it out. Throw it out. Don't even bring it in. And again, stress. All of these can trip you up in your quest for fat loss. Remember that fat loss is a stress on your body. So the less stress that you can have in your life emotionally and work-wise will really help you in your goals. So do your best to control the things that you can control. Guys, those are the biggest fat loss trip ups. If you have one that you're struggling with right now, let me know. sidequestfitness@gmail.com, and I will get those out to you. I will do my best to help you get through those. And maybe I missed one. If I missed one, let me know. Say, hey, Robbie, this is a huge fat loss trip up. I can't believe you didn't list it. Let me know, and maybe I will cover it in another episode in the future. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't left a review, please head over to iTunes and leave a review or wherever you listen, and share all of these episodes with your friends. If you enjoy it, share it on Facebook or Twitter and say, oh my God, this episode's great. You got to listen to it. Thank you again so much for listening. Get out there and kick ass at life.
Step up and you gotta get it fitness. Host Rob at the moment and the quest is you gotta check it and wreck it. You're breaking personal records, and with the help of the guests you won't be guessing on the lessons. That's a +5 fierce. Got a low-key band right here. You wanna meet them, there's no better way to greet them than to strike a boss pose. Take a look into the mirror.